Hi guys, Mama Kee again. Money and the instinct to survive. Why has money taken so much space and become the most important um, energetic exchange? Well, we have other ways, Bitcoin and all of that, but why is money or the equivalent of money so important, and why does it kick our survival instinct to the point that when we don't have it, um, there are so many other things that we do, and to the extent that we go to lengths and breadths to try and procure money, even by means that um, are not socially acceptable, or you would go to lengths to just to try and procure money. Why? Why has money become so vital? Why has it taken that center stage? Why is it taking up so much space in our lives? And why do we equate money to survival? Before money came into the equation, we had the hunter, the gatherer. For the hunter, the fear is the predator. Will I be eaten by what I'm going to hunt? There might be other predators around that want the same prey. For the gatherer, are there any snakes around? Will the crop have harvested to the point um, at which it's ripe enough? Will there be any pests? Will there be anything to stop from that harvest? So always trying to make sure that there is enough food on the table, we have shelter, we have clothing. So these are our basic needs. Now, as long as we're in that mode to survive. So every day is about going out in the forest, going out wherever you are, hunting, gathering, coming back, and you know it's going to be cooked, and then life goes on and on and on and on. Recently, on a recent holiday, I went to see the Maasai. Sadly, they don't have, what they explained to me is they don't have so many of the original Maasai anymore, who used to go and live in the forest, and they would hunt and gather. The kind of houses, they call them manyatas, are so tiny. Um, there's hardly any space to move. Yet that's what they built with mud, and it was for the women to build their houses, and there are very few of them left. They lived on drinking blood. How they survived, knowing how they're going to mate, how they're going to find a partner, is you go and hunt a lion. So the man that is able to hunt a lion is able to find a bride. That then moved, it shifted. So you had fewer of them now going to the forest, to there now just being a requirement for you to be successful in your Maasai community, that you're a Maasai. You go away and you spend 6 months in the forest. So that's sort of like a ritual, a ceremony for you to get through, for you to be ordained as a Maasai. Now, what they ask a Maasai to do is the one that jumps the highest gets the bride, and then that's the survival of the fittest. So again, it's about survival of the fittest. Very physical. Um, so how did money come into this equation? Now, how money comes in, again, I go back to the Maasai. I had this wonderful guide driver of mine, of ours, he was also a Maasai, and this was when we were in Masai Mara. Now, we had a cup of tea together, and he explained to me that I don't understand how complicated your lives are back wherever you live, because it seems that you're always ever buying things, or you're always trying to procure things, and there's just never an end to any of these things. And I listened with great joy to this man sharing his life about we need are cows. And we sell a cow, our school fees is guaranteed. We get enough money to go and put the child in school. And he explained to me when he's not doing the work that he's doing, so during the low peak season, he goes and milks the cows. They sell the milk to the in the town, and the money that they get with this is enough for them to just buy the little extras that they need in their house, like bread. But they said we don't need a lot, and that's all that it takes for us to keep going. Now, having said that, he also said, but I feel that I want to go from where we are. I've said we now live in a house made of bricks. It's no longer a mud hut. We now live in a house, and we want to move from that to in a bigger house. And therefore, we have decided that we're going to set up a little entrepreneur, and where we're going to go into a little bit of business. So my wife and I are going to start to sell a little bit of food, or this is what we're starting together, so that we can then step out of eat not just the manyatta, but from the manyatta to this brick house and then to another big house. And now that's where the cycle starts. Now, where he is at this stage, money isn't the be all and end all in terms of survival, although he is now trying to find ways of procuring more and more money in order for him to generate more um, exchange value so that he's able to go and get all these things that we want. Now, what happens? All of this is fine, but the danger, or where we then become so obsessed with money and that we really need to do this, is when um, we get stuck in the survival mode. And it is that survival mode where you have the idea that resources are limited, where you have competition, where if you were to start something, you start to do your market research and you start to see, oh, what's everyone else doing? How is everyone else doing this? Um, how, so because the idea behind that is you want to get ahead, or you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to also participate or have a piece of that cake, right? Except you don't really need to do any of that, because all you really need to identify is what's your value. How do I enhance, or what part have I got in this bigger humanity, or in this bigger world, this bigger universe? What do I have, and what is it that makes me sing? What is it that um, that brings value to me, and not just value? What's my bliss? What's my spark? What do I love doing? What do I absolutely love doing? Yeah, and you follow that, and believe in that, and really know that, wow, this is making a difference in people's lives, and therefore I'm going to receive that exchange. Um, so when we get stuck, so now there is that idea of I need more and more and more, and then that turns into greed. When that turns into greed, we know the story and we know how this unfolds. So the we've got to get out of equating money to survival, because you don't need money to survive. When a child, when an infant is born, they need milk, they need warmth, they need um, their mother, they need all of this. These are their needs. When they start to walk and they slowly start to explore the environment, as long as they feel secure, as long as they feel that their needs are being met, they know where their drink is going to come from, they know where their food is going to come from, and they know if they fall, there'll be somebody to catch them. Yeah. And with that knowledge, they are then able to explore. And this is what happens as soon as we tame our survival instinct, as soon as we make it known to us, and that we believe that our survival is ensured. Our survival is we will survive. We're no longer in that forest. We no longer have those predators to look after. Now what has happened is, you see, the predators now become our competitors. The predators now become other business rivals. Except there are no predators. As long as you know where your space is, as long as you know who you are, there is no predator really. Um, so with the instinct to survive, as long as you've curbed it, as long as you've tamed it, then there is this wonderful spark called your intuitive potential to explore, your intuitive desire to want to know more. Okay? And that wanting to know more about yourself, and when you are calm, you're relaxed, your survival instinct is tamed, suddenly what happens is you become like this. You become this beautiful container and you start to receive divine inspiration or just inspiration. You're full of ideas. You're buzzing. You're buzzing. What do birds do? What do birds do? What do every animal do? They try to find their house. A bird has its nest. Once the nest is formed and the chicks are being taken care of, the eggs have been laid, it flies away knowing that they're safe. So, how do we feel when we're moving home, when we lose jobs? Yeah, our survival instinct kicks in. But if we're able to tame that survival instinct at that time and look at it in perspective, okay, and this is where we need that space, then all these ideas come to you. You start to thrive. You start to feel, wow, what can we do now? Everything just flows. You don't have to think, bypass the mind, don't plan, don't organize. Because all the planning and the organizing will just flow. You don't have to go through these sort of mental gymnastics that we all go through. So the first thing is tame your survival instinct and realize that you don't need money to survive. Okay? Money is just an energetic exchange. What you do need is yourself. You need you, and you need the belief that my needs are being taken care of. And I would say again is if you feel that you're not you that you really want money and that for you money is survival. So you could be somebody who has a lot of money and still keeps accumulating money. One, you could be somebody who has a lot of money but keeps losing it all the time and has to keep working to top it up, top it up, top it up. Or you could have a lot of money but have no peace of mind and you're still looking for something, because that means you still have a hole, you still have a need in you that needs to be fulfilled. So there is an infantile, unmet need inside of you. So this is why I say go back to your timeline, go back to understanding where your original concept about money came to be and how you came to denote it, how you came to create that money association with the survival instinct, because they're two very, very separate things and you don't need money to survive. Lots of things fall into your lap as soon as you fall into your lap. Lots of things happen for you when you start to fall in love with everything around you as you, because you are magnificent. You are you, and there is only one you in the entirety of this universe. Go find that you, and you don't have to go anywhere to find that you. That you is always, always, always sitting in your lap. Take care.